Hi, I'm Warren Garrett. I work for the God's Chosen Ones Men's Transition Home, and I focus on working with those who are new to sobriety and in long-term recovery. I want to tell you about a person in particular, perhaps someone you have met before. It is frustrating to deal with a person who is destructive, manipulative, and who shows no regard for anyone or anything. And this is exactly that type of person. He has been arrested half a dozen times, lost count of the number of times he's gone to jail, and frequented 3 different homeless shelters across several states. His ability to drive away the people who love him is the opposite of a superpower. His mother developed insomnia and cried her nights away, hoping that somebody would intervene. Well, her prayers were answered one day when a local sheriff's department swiftly carries out the event she prayed for but didn't hope for. He will spend months in jail away from friends and family, knowing that this time he is all alone. No more visits, no more phone calls. Finally, he realizes that his life is headed in the wrong direction and he has nothing left to lose. This is a prison that will continue beyond those walls. Now let's fast forward 3 months later. He completed inpatient treatment and is ready for remission, a life of sobriety. He has given up that old life for good this time. I believe him, and his family does too. It shows in his daily life. It would seem that a friend getting him a job, meeting a girl he had a connection with, and attending occasional meetings would help his life to change. He was wrong. Routinely, on his way to work one day, he decided to take a small detour. This action led him into a costly situation. He drank throughout the night, and drugs were soon to follow, which resulted in a loss of his job, violation of his probation terms, and somehow an inability to find his car. His family has asked him to never return. This is relapse, and when will he have another chance to stop? No one knows. Addiction cleverly masquerades as an ally. If an addiction's mission is to cause as much chaos and destruction in a person's life, or erode communities, or devastate families, then it's most certainly succeeding. If addiction's strategy is to get us lost in endless debates about what it's about, or what it is, or how do we fix it, then it's doing its job, and it's working hard today. This opioid crisis costs our nation billions of dollars per year, but I believe there is a simple solution for changing this outcome. Here are the numbers. 90 to 95% of addicts relapse inside of a year. There are 2 idealistically understandable truths. 1, that people want to stop using. People that use hate it, and even worse, they hate themselves. And 2, they that do stop using, they can stop using. It does happen. People do stop using. Reducing relapse rates in those suffering from addiction would have a dramatic effect on every statistic surrounding addiction. In order to reduce the already unbearable costs of this nation, we should stop people from developing a belief that they don't matter. They must learn and come to believe that they have been specifically chosen to be in this world. Numerous trips to jail get more and more expensive. Criminal justice statistics indicate that upwards of 80% of inmates suffer from some sort of substance abuse issue. But with that being said, it is the families and loved ones who suffer unjustly. Treatment is expensive, and it's hard to get into. But the longer we can avoid having residents return to treatment again, the more beds we'll have. Business models shouldn't attempt to profit from everything. Many things in life are not meant for profitable activities. So although this goes against good business practices, we should look to win this fight, not just maintain within it. If we have more beds, then we will have more opportunities to help those that need it. Another astounding statistic is that out of all the people who actually need help, only around 10% actually attempt it. Stopping the momentum of these numbers would help in lowering the amount of active users. Death by overdose is common among those in recovery because clean time decreases tolerance, but the cravings remain the same, increasing the chance of a fatal overdose. Relapse destroys support structures, and this is where it gets really personal because people invest in people. And when someone relapses, it can feel like they spit in the face of those who tried to help. For families and loved ones, walking away is often a matter of necessity. If we want to do something about addiction, we will prioritize relapse prevention the way we do treatment in mental health. Okay, now for the part we all been waiting for, solutions. I've been studying relapse prevention for the last 5 years, studying those who didn't relapse or at least was able to bounce back from one. I studied those who seemed to use recovery as a platform for living full, authentic, amazing lives. I studied the how and why of all their stories, and they were uniquely different, but all of them had two common attributes. One, they found a purpose for living life, beyond just a job. Number two, they found their tribe. They surrounded themselves with people who would grow to know them, people who would lift them up, people they could have a mutual and reciprocal relationship with. I am part of a movement in Lebanon, Pennsylvania that has merged these two common denominators as a plan of action for relapse prevention. Check us out on YouTube at the Secrets of Recovery channel. You will find a lot of good info there. The God's Chosen Ones organization is a nonprofit organization that offers brain-changing activities such as the study of achieving goals and pursuing them in healthy manners. Tangible strategy guides that allows for the consumption of life skills from anywhere. We are the only transitional living facility that focuses on the individual needs by offering support for those who are on multiple pathways to recovery. With daily living practices, we create critical peer-to-peer bonds and relationships. The core value of the God's Chosen Ones Men's Transitional Living Facility is that we are all chosen by the Most High to live each new day with purpose. One person helping another leads to a full, productive, and serene life. Through regular volunteerism, life skills, education, and role play, we work to better our families and communities in this world. Many people have walked through the doors of the God's Chosen Ones Men's Transition Home looking to strengthen their recovery. And it is our mission to continue helping those new to sobriety heal from addiction through inspiration, not force. I hope this information sounds simple and logical. We believe that inspiration is the missing ingredient to current aftercare methods, and that's exactly the gap we look to fill. Our research data strongly supports that the activities and community bonds that take place inside of the God's Chosen Ones transition home strengthen emotional and physical sobriety. We are a volunteer-based organization that has enlisted the expertise and wisdom of local mentors, business owners, spiritual leaders, and recovery coaches, while at the same time providing a safe space for people in long-term recovery. We aim to help those who are new to sobriety, and we do all this on an annual budget that is less than an average yearly salary. I encourage you to please consider going to godschosenones.org if you feel led to give monetarily in the effort to increase relapse prevention. All donations can be made on the homepage. You will find links in the description. Like and subscribe and visit us on all other social media platforms. Again, you'll find the links in the description. As I watch lives being changed at the GCO house, I'm often reminded of a quote that says, "Go and love someone exactly as they are." When we meet people where they are, how quickly they transform to the truest version of themselves. When one feels seen and validated in their own goals and dreams, one is instantly empowered. Today, as we cultivate curiosity, I ask you, what would the landscape of addiction look like if every city in the United States had a GCO Life Skills Institute? What if every city could form their own unique relapse prevention and life skills program? Imagine a Life Skills Institute in every major city, a place where anyone could go to really rebuild and recreate themselves. The best thing that we can do to help someone change is to facilitate the discovery of what will truly inspire them. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that young man from the beginning of this talk wholeheartedly believed that when he left treatment, he would never use again. How? Because the young man was me. Somehow, some way, I walked out of treatment thinking, if I just keep drugs and alcohol out of my body, I'm going to want to live a full, productive, maybe amazing life. But I was wrong. I was wrong not once, not twice, but many times I would relapse, each time destroying everything I cared about, each time bringing me closer and closer to death with greater and greater consequence. As I sat in my final facility, it became very clear that my drug and alcohol addiction was just a symptom of my inability to participate in life, and that if I was going to live, that's what I needed to do. In that moment, I didn't need a 6-month or year-long program. I needed a place that would really just teach me life. As I left that place, I knew there would be dark and lonely times ahead. And as much as I wanted to isolate, as much as my mind was telling me that I didn't need people, I finally did the opposite. I began to network, to find people that had what I wanted in life. I loved those who were my friends, but I knew it would take leaving the familiar and diving deep into what I wanted for my life. I surrounded myself with positive people. Trust me, it was awkward, it was different. But as I advanced in major areas of my life, the feeling of I can came over me, a gift from the heavens, true sight, vision. I knew then that I was one of God's chosen ones. Look, if you or a loved one needs help with a place to go, please reach out to us, contact us, visit godschoseenones.org. Thank you for watching.